Okay guys, so listen, what about the biotechnology and all? The same discussion, English and Hindi medium. Those I have done with the Hindi, the same I will repeat in English. Okay guys, so let us start with biotechnology. I keep save all the information, means all the discussion part, even here. The reason I will be very clear that which portion I discuss there, the same discussion will be here. So let us start biotechnology. Biotechnology. So first in beginning you try to understand what about the meaning of biotechnology, which is very important. See, there are two terms here in biotechnology. The one is biology and second is technology. Okay, the one is biology and second is technology. What is the meaning of biology? Biology means study of living beings. So living beings are living organism. So either you call living beings or living organism. Okay, now question is living organism means plants, animals and microorganism. So those technology which is based on plant, animal and microorganism is called biotechnology. So bio here represent as a living beings or living organism, and technology means which these are those even made by human being. I told you na, technology is totally human being. Here we are not dependent on the God. It is totally developed by human being for your welfare, for your improvement of life and all. So living organism used in technology portion. Yeah, many type of technology. This is called biotechnology. See, actually biotechnology in this regard, microorganism, I hope you people know very well. Those organisms are not visualized through naked eye. So those organisms are not visualized through naked eye. This is called microorganism, like bacteria, viruses, some of the fungi that are in your surroundings. Still we cannot see through your naked eye. So these all are living organism. Okay. Actually guys, this biotechnology in this aspect, okay, it's a very modern technology, but the beginning of biotechnology is very old. We have started from the ancient time, the use of curd, vinegar, where microorganisms used there. Even bacteria is inside the curd, bacteria is inside the vinegar formation. So that microbial activity we are using from many years back. Even improved varieties of the plants, we have started from Indus Valley civilization. In Lothal I got some of the sites. Okay, Lothal, people identified, the people started to cultivate rice in that particular area. Okay, so this is what it means. In the beginning people know about this biotechnology, but the scope is new, future a lot. So this is the reason with the scope and future this technology become popular as a technology of 21st century. This is technology of 21st century. So biotechnology is a technology of 21st century. One thing more guys, in this technology, those you call as a technology of 21st century. Spain is the leading country in the world. So first ranking is Spain. So Spain is leading country in this aspect. And what about the ranking of India? India standard at the 5th position in this world. So India standard at the 5th position in this world in this biotechnology experiment. Okay, so it means India still is doing a great job, especially for biotechnology purposes. You know which department is associated with the biotechnology research work in India? This is DBT. You know DBT? This is the Department of Biotechnology. So Department of Biotechnology even play a leading role in India, especially for biotechnology research work. Okay everyone, fine. One thing I will tell you before going to start the biotechnology, some basic portion required. Basics, so that I can tell you basics of biotechnology. Basics of biotechnology. So first of all you go into the basics of biotechnology. So let us start the basics of biotechnology. And here I will go and discuss about one of the chapter that is called cytology or cell biology. Cell biology is necessary as a basics of biotechnology. If you don't know about the mitochondria and chloroplast have a DNA, and within a DNA have a gene. So how you can go and do the discussion about 3 parents baby a mitochondrial gene therapy? You are getting my point. Similarly guys, even What about the use of biotechnology in agriculture sector? How you will understand? Okay, so what is the gene, DNA, where is the gene inside the DNA, genomic sequence and all, that is very, very important, guys. Neither understanding of all the entire discussion of biotechnology will be very difficult. I hope you are getting my point. Okay, so let us start with the basics of biotechnology. This entire discussion will be very helpful to you, especially for your prelims examination. And a part of this, for your understanding of entire main syllabus of biotechnology, it will help you. So you listen in this first video, the entire basic portion of biotechnology. But yes, after this discussion, you will be very sure that what about the many terminology. Why each and every cell of the human being have a same chromosomes. And that's why we people involved into the DNA fingerprinting. So that entire discussion is here. Why in the case of cloning, we are using a somatic cell? That all the discussion will be clear in this basic part. Okay, so whatever I am telling you right now, maybe somebody have a problem to understand what is a somatic cell and all. So definitely that is the reason I'm telling you in this beginning, your all concepts will be very clear. In very lucid manner, I will try to describe you. So be focused and try to write everything in front of me. If you want to make your notes, but I will suggest to everyone, copy and pen you always keep in front of me. And if necessary you want to write, so you should continue. My speed is always average speed. Okay. And here I will do some dictation also. Okay, I will do some dictation also. So let us start basics of biotechnology. Chapter is cell biology. Okay, here we'll go in the beginning of cell biology. And how I will go in the beginning of cell biology, you come here. Okay, so first you give me a time to erase all. Okay. So here I will discuss with you about cell biology. Okay, cyto and logy. We start cyto and logy. What about the meaning of cyto? Cyto means, guys, cell, and logy means study. So what about the meaning of cytology? Study of cell. Study of cell. Now one thing more, guys. Even in school level, when we started the read of biology, biological science, I also got the first chapter was a cell biology. And there is some reason, guys. And that all the discussion I will tell you today, why cell biology was the first chapter everywhere. Okay, see, I will try to define you. You know how cell, you people read about cell. What is the definition of cell? So school time, I hope you read it, that cell is a structural and functional unit of life. The same statement I will write here. Cell is a structural and functional unit of life. So cell is a structural and functional unit of life. This is the definition that we all people read in the school time. Yeah, if very few words you want to define the cell, so you can say cell is an unit of life. Cell is an unit of life. Now question is how cell will become as a unit of life. That concept I will discuss. Suppose, guys, this is father. Suppose this is father, and this side have mother. So one side father and second side mother. Okay. From the father side, during reproduction period, what produced? Sperms. And you know, guys, how many number of sperm produced from the father side? Millions. So from father sides, millions of the sperm produced during reproduction. But from the mother side, only one functional egg. You always remember. But from mother side have only one functional egg. So father produced during reproduction multiple number of cells. Multiple number of sperm, and these are in lakhs, millions. And but for the mother side, only one functional egg. This is the reason during reproduction period, due to one functional egg, only one sperm fused and form one zygote. So there is a formation of one zygote. So during reproduction period, what happened? From papa and mama have only formation of one zygote. Why one zygote? Because egg is only one functional. Okay, one zygote means what? One zygote means one cell structure. One zygote means one cell structure. So this is the first day of a pregnancy when a zygote form inside the mother body. But you always remember, guys, In this day, this lady will not identify this lady is pregnant. Okay. So first day, the zygote formation. Zygote formation, you remember this is the first day of pregnancy. But here this lady will not identify this lady is pregnant or not. Okay. What happened of this cell? So I hope you people very clear. We all people, me and you, those all people are listening me. We all people was first day single cell structure. It was zygote. What happened in the mother body during our development? This cell divide and redivide. This cell divide and redivide in our mother body and form a tissue. So we all people grow there inside the mother body and become as a lump of cells or tissues. Further these tissues grow, develop, and finally it become as a organ. So tissue will specialize and become as a specific organ. So slowly, gradually inside your mother body, your cell form tissues, then your tissue form your organ. Further what happened, this organ start to do their own function. That is called organ system. Okay. How you people develop slowly and gradually in your mother body, this is a different step. Your cell form tissues, your tissues form organ, your organs start to their own function. So suppose your kidney develop, of course kidney start excretory system. Your lungs develop, of course it start the respiratory system. Heart develop, of course it is started for the circulatory system. I'm just giving you example. As just slowly and gradually organ formation start into this embryonic development period, this organ start to do their own functions. And what happened when you people completely develop into the mother body? A newborn baby. All the organ systems were working together and form a newborn baby. So it's what? A newborn baby. So finally a newborn baby comes. And this newborn baby is suppose is a 3 kilogram baby. Suppose by birth your weight is a 3 kilogram. So this newborn baby is a 3 kilogram baby. And if I ask you guys, this 3 kilogram baby, okay, this 3 kilogram baby is you. And here I will tell you, this is the multicellular body. This is the multicellular body. So I hope you can understand, guys. The first day you people were single cell. And after particular development, and you know guys, this duration of time, okay, is called as a gestation period. This duration of time when you people develop into the mother body, in this whole entire period, this is called gestation period. So this is gestation period. I will write the term gestation period. And what about the tenure of gestation period? You know, 9 months and 6 or 7 days. This is the maximum duration those required in the development of a complete baby. 9 months and 6-7 days. Mostly people develop before this duration of time. Exceptionally have a case, guys, when the kids will take more time than 9 months and 6 or 7 days. But it is enough. This is embryonic development period, or you can say as a gestation period. Through the help of this entire discussion, I can tell you, this is what this multicellular body, those born after 9 months and 6-7 days, it is a life. This is the life. And this cell is responsible for the formation of life. And this cell, those formed first day, guys, inside your mother body, it was the reason, and that's why your complete life is formed. So finally, cell is an unit of life, I proved. So finally it is proved, cell is an unit of life. Cell is an unit of life. In this way, in this ray diagram, you can understand everything. Okay, everybody. And now this 3 kilogram of baby is in front of me. In front of me. Maybe 50 kg, 60 kg, 70 kg, 80 kg, 90 kg. You are multicellular organism. I hope you people very clear. So now inside your body, each and every places have a cell, cell and cell and cell and cell. Okay, one thing more, guys. In those living words you people present. In those living words you people present, where the living organism present in your surroundings. Okay, here I will tell you a few organisms. Few organisms, those are in your surroundings, even also have a unicellular. So organisms, living organism in your surroundings, on the behalf of cell, some of them are unicellular organism. Unicellular. But you people know very well, we all people are the multicellular. We all people are the multicellular. What about the unicellular organism? You know, bacteria. Bacteria is a unicellular. You know, viruses are unicellular. You know, blue green algae are the blue green algae, but not entire blue green algae. So I will not tell you entire blue green algae. Okay. Bacteria is a singular. Even guys, amoeba, you know amoeba, paramecium. So these are those type of organism which are single cell organism only. They have only single celled. But what about multicellular? You know everyone, you people, me, all animals, plants, everywhere in our surroundings are what? Multicellular. So in that way, organisms also classified, organism also categorized. Some facts for the state PCS only. Okay, state PCS examination, expect this kind of fact in some examination. Okay, and it's a very stupid type of facts. Okay, factual data I never like, but state PCS prefer factual data. They should have a preparation of facts also. If I ask you which is the smallest cell, which one is the smallest cell? You know, smallest cell is a mycoplasma. Smallest cell is mycoplasma. Mycoplasma is the smallest cell and smallest living organism. In these both concepts you remember. Which is the smallest organism in this living world? You remember mycoplasma. Not even any organism is smaller than mycoplasma. It is the smallest one. And it is made up by single cell, and that is the smallest in size. So which is the smallest cell or smallest living organism? Both. Then our answer always be mycoplasma. It means mycoplasmas are smaller than viruses and bacteria. Everybody clear? Mycoplasma also called as PPLO. Okay, but this PPLO is not important to define. Pleuropneumonia like organism, joker of plant kingdom. So these are many words that use for mycoplasma, but not required here. If I ask you guys which is the largest cell, a single cell but biggest in size, that is called largest cell. So largest means area wise. Factual data guys. Which one is the largest cell? You know guys, egg of ostrich. Egg of ostrich. So egg of ostrich is the what? This is the largest cell. Largest cell. If I ask you, largest means area wise. If I ask you about longest cell, if I ask you about longest cell, which is lengthwise, which is the longest one. So lengthwise, which is big, maximum length. So you remember that is the neuron cells. This is neuron cells. So neuron cells of human body, this is the longest cell. You always remember. So largest egg of ostrich, smallest mycoplasma, and longest, that is neuron cells. In that way you remember everything. Okay everybody, fine. These are some facts. Now we'll come into types of cells. Okay, now we'll come into types of cells. Actually here some of the benefit also with this removal of the Hindi lecture, because most of the places English was required to define entire. So that time will be safe here. So here I just say the types of cells. Okay, here I will tell you types of cells, cell types. The one is written there, prokaryotic cells, and second is written there, this is eukaryotic cell. Some more types of cell is still present there in different living organism, but that is not important for an examination. I can give you example. Akaryot cell, A-K-A-R-Y-O-T, akaryot cell, mesokaryot cell, but this type of discussion is not required for GS class. But have some more types of cells. No need to go beyond it. Prokaryotes and eukaryotes. This prokaryotes and eukaryote discussion are enough for you. Okay guys, see. What are the feature of prokaryotes and eukaryotes? See guys, prokaryotic cells. Okay, for your examination only remember prokaryotes and eukaryotes. Don't go on other one. Okay, don't go on other one. Prokaryote cells are very simple cells. Prokaryote cells are very simple cells. Prokaryote cells are very basic cells. Eukaryote cells are very complex cells. Eukaryote cells are very complex cells. In that way, the prokaryotes and eukaryote cell simplify. Prokaryotes very simple, very basic. Eukaryotes very advanced and very complex cells. Very advanced. These are advanced and complex cells. So advanced and complex cells. Prokaryote cells. Here I will give you example. Example of prokaryote cells. You see guys, bacteria, mycoplasma that you have seen, which is the smallest living organism. mycoplasma, blue green algae, blue green algae. You know, blue green algae is also called as a cyanobacteria. This is also called as a cyanobacteria. In some aspects, sometime I also said the viruses are the prokaryotes, because many of the feature of viruses are similar to prokaryote cells, but absolutely not. Viruses are eukaryote cell, but that definitions, that knowledge is not required for you. That's why I told you guys, some other cell is still present, but it is not required for your examination. Eukaryotes and mesokaryotes. Mesokaryote, that is dinoflagellates. They have a 2 flagella, but again I repeat, not required. Don't waste your time and my time. So prokaryotes, bacteria, mycoplasma and blue green algae. Other name of blue green algae? Cyanobacteria. What about example of eukaryote cells? Here you remember plant cell, okay, plant and animals. So all plants and animal will come under the example of eukaryote cells. You all people are, those are listening me, eukaryotes. Me myself is a eukaryotes. Every plants, animal, mosquitoes, those you are going to see in your surroundings, all are eukaryote cell. You remember. Okay, everybody, fine. Now come. Actually, cells have a cell organelles. Cells have cell organelles. So the next discussion I will do behind it, cell organelles. Cell organelles. So what are inside the cell? You write, guys. Cell have cell organelles. So here I will tell you, see, this is the right side is the eukaryotes, eukaryote cell. Here I will tell you cell organelles. Cell organelles. Those are present inside the cell for many activities of cell, like mitochondria. I hope school time you read it. Mitochondria, Golgi bodies, endoplasmic reticulum, lysosome, okay, etc. Even plastid, which is very, very important, plastid, etc. These all present here in eukaryote cells, but these all absent were in prokaryote cell. These all the cell organelles, what about the feature which is important for your examination, especially for prelims examination? 1-2 line information I will tell you. What about the feature of mitochondria, Golgi bodies, endoplasmic reticulum, lysosome, plastids, in that way. But you wait. Okay, you wait here. Next point in this, after the discussion of cell organelles, okay, in prokaryote cells, okay, in prokaryote cells, nucleus either less developed or matured. Nucleus either less developed or absent. So in prokaryote cell, either nucleus less developed or absent. But what about eukaryotes? Matured. Matured nucleus. Well developed nucleus. Well developed nucleus in eukaryotes. Well developed nucleus in eukaryotes. Next point. In prokaryotes, have 70th type of ribosome. See, this difference is already written here. But eukaryotes have a 80th type of ribosome. Okay, even I will discuss what about the ribosome and all. So prokaryotes have a ribosome and eukaryotes also have a ribosome, but different types. Prokaryote 70th type of ribosome and eukaryote 80th type of ribosome. Ribosome have some feature I will discuss. You just wait. One more difference, guys. Prokaryotes have not histone protein, but eukaryotes histone protein present. Write down the next difference. Prokaryote histone protein absent, but eukaryote histone protein present. So these are the differences between prokaryotes and eukaryotes. Now my question is, there are many differences you have seen, guys. If I ask you which is the main striking difference between prokaryotes and eukaryotes, so main difference means only one. Which one is the main striking difference between the prokaryotes and eukaryotes? Here you can see, guys, this difference. You always remember presence and absence of nucleus. This is the main striking difference between prokaryotes and eukaryotes. Nucleus less developed or absent, and nucleus well developed and matured in eukaryotes. Okay, everybody, fine. Now see a single cell structure. Now you see a single cell structure. First of all, you tell me, guys, this is my skin. I have a question. This skin is a cell, a tissue, or organ? This skin is a cell, tissue, or organ? Give me answer. The skin is a cell, tissue, or organ? Many times I have seen, guys, you people confuse inside the classroom. Remember, the skin is an organ, and this is the largest organ of human body. 14%, 1/4 in your body weight is your skin weight. 14% of your body weight is because of your skin weight. You always remember. So 14% of body weight is because of skin weight. Okay, another point. Which one is the second largest organ? Second largest organ of your body. If first, the biggest, largest organ is the skin, second largest organ, tell me. Liver, guys. 2% of your body weight is your liver. I hope you will remember always. Actually, here I am going to discuss with you what about the cell organelles and components, those present inside the cell through this picture. But here, I just to inform you guys, through your naked eye, you people cannot see a single cell structure. Single cell structure in millimeter micron sizes, guys. And your resolution of your eye is in millimeter sizes. A minimum distance that you can see and differentiate, millimeter distance. But the less than that size is not visualized through your naked eye. So those picture I made here on this board, guys, this is the electron microscopic views, which is a very high resolution power microscope. To that microscope, if you watch this picture in images of the cell, then this is the picture that you can see here. Okay, so it's an electron microscopic view of a single cell, and here through the help of this view, you can see what about the structure within a cell. Now you see here, guys, outermost layer within a cell is what? This is cell wall. So you can see the outermost layer. This is the outermost layer. This is a cell wall. Just below the cell wall have a next layer. Just below the cell wall have next layer, that is called cell membrane. So just below the cell wall, this is called cell membrane. Nearby central part have a presence of nucleus. So you can see nearby central part have a presence of nucleus. Within the nucleus have a presence of chromosome. So this blue color inside the nucleus you can see as a chromosome. So nearby central portion have a nucleus, and within the nucleus have a chromosome. You people said na that you are a male and female because of XX and XY. So male XY, female XX. Where are these XX and XY chromosome? Within your nucleus. So this is your location where chromosome present, and that's why you people are male and female. From this nucleus have some outgrowth of one more cell organelle. That blue color of structure here I made it. This is called endoplasmic reticulum. In short, ER it is mentioned. And on the surface of endoplasmic reticulum, you can see here, guys, this orange color, orange. On the surface of endoplasmic reticulum, some dotted structure. This is called ribosome. You know, 70S ribosome in prokaryotes, 80S ribosome in eukaryote. This ribosome is present here, guys, on the surface of endoplasmic reticulum. Okay, see, this is the mitochondria. This is a mitochondria, one more cell organelle. This is lysosome, one more cell organelle. This is plastid, one more cell organelle. And this is what the yellow color dot is a liquid material. Those are present inside the cell. This is called cytoplasm. So within the cell, that liquid material present here, this is called cytoplasm. Even, guys, those mitochondria, Golgi bodies, lysosome, endoplasmic reticulum you mentioned here, na, these all are the family member of cytoplasm. Actually, within a cell have two parts. The one is nucleus and second is a cytoplasm. If I ask you what about the family member of cytoplasm, so a part of nucleus, all cell organelle name you can take. These are the family member of cytoplasm. So mitochondria is a family member of cytoplasm. Plastid is a family member of cytoplasm. Endoplasmic reticulum, family member of cytoplasm. Lysosome, family member of cytoplasm. Golgi bodies, family member of cytoplasm. So overall within a cell, overall cell is divided into two parts. Inner part, the one is nucleus, second is cytoplasm. Within cytoplasm, every cell organelles are the family of cytoplasm. This is my statement. And every cell organelles have some specific feature. That's why we all people are living. Even many features are performing by these cell organelles. Even those single cell you cannot see through naked eye, how much the cell organelles present, they are even responsible for the life of you people guys. That I will discuss right now. So I hope entire picture of cell is clear. Okay, entire picture is clear. Fine. Now, here we people have discussed about prokaryotes and eukaryote cells. You see here. Here we discuss about prokaryotes and eukaryote cells. And I told you guys eukaryotes have two examples. The one is plants, and second is the animals. Here I will discuss with you what about the basic difference of the plant and animal. Only 2-3 points which is required for this GS paper. Okay, I'm not going for your knowledge. I'm going for that discussion which is enough to crack your examination. That's all. It's not a game of knowledge. If you want knowledge, you should go for the graduation, post-graduation and PhD and all in these subjects. So now you come into discussion of plants and animal cells. So this is the point here and I will discuss you right now. So need some space, give me time. But the best part is what that I'm following the same discussion of Hindi and English medium. So one side write the plant cell and second side write animal cell. Okay. So this side is the plant cell and this side is animal cell. So one side plant cell and second side animal cell. See difference. See difference. Actually guys, if you see a plant cell, within a plant cell, outer layer in plant cell is cell wall. So outer layer in plant cell is the cell wall, but cell wall absent in animal cell, the one point. Inner layer in plant cell is the cell membrane. In animal cell, cell wall not there. So of course the cell membrane will become here in animal cell as a outer layer. So what about the inner layer in the plant cell? Cell membrane. What about the outer layer in animal cell? Cell membrane. Because animal cell have no outer layering as a cell wall. Clear? No outer layering as a cell wall. Next point. Plant cell have plastids. Plastids are the feature of plant cell only, but it absent in animal cells. Okay. One more point I will tell you. Plants you will see in nature, these are autotrophs. But animals in nature, these are heterotrophs. So you tell me first guys. Those picture I drawn here. You tell me this is the plant cell picture or animal cell picture. I hope you can guess very easily. Cell wall is given here. Cell wall is a feature of plant cell and animal cell. Plant cell. Plastid is given here. Plastid is a feature of plant cell and animal cell. Now I discuss with you guys. Now you have a point. So I hope you can understand. This is the plant cell structure. A plant cell structure. This is the plant cell structure. Okay, this is a plant cell structure and you remember it. Okay, everybody, fine. So now we were here. Yes, plants synthesize own food material. I hope you know the reason, because plants have a chloroplast, but animals have no chlorophyll or chloroplast or plastids. That's why animals for food material depend on other organisms. So animals take food from the other organism, other host. This is called heterotrophs. But the plants synthesize own food material. That is the reason plants are autotrophs. This is the basic difference of the plants and animals. What about the basic importance of the cell structure that I already discussed with you with these 2 points? This is enough. A part of this plant and animal cell, what about the other differences? You remember, plants are autotrophs, plants synthesize own food material, but animals are heterotrophs. Okay. They are depend on other organisms for the food material. They are heterotrophs. Okay, you know guys, heterotrophs have two features. Heterotrophs have two features. The one as parasites and second as saprophytes. The heterotrophs have two natures. Heterotrophs may be of parasite type or may be of saprophyte type. Parasites are those which take nutrition from the living organism, which take from living host. So heterotrophs, parasite means they take nutrition from the living host. Saprophyte means guys, they are taking nutrition from the dead organism. They are taking nutrition from the dead organism. But I'm very sure everybody clear. In these both two aspects, either parasites or saprophyte, these animals are not going to synthesize their own food. They are dependent on other organism. Here they are dependent on living organism. Here they are dependent on dead organisms. Yeah, dead and debris is material. So this nature of heterotrophs is parasite. This nature of heterotroph is called saprophytes. I hope you will remember. What about the other differences? Other differences you come. Other differences. In plants, reserve food material is a starch. In plant, reserve food material, material, reserve food material is a starch. And in animal, reserve food material is glycogen, glycogen. Now question is, what about the meaning of starch and glycogen? See guys, those extra food stored into the plant body in the form of starch. And in animals guys, extra food is stored into the animal in the form of glycogen. You, cow, buffalo, doggy, any other animal guys, monkey, chimpanzee, everywhere have a glycogen. Now you may ask me, sir, what about the function or importance of reserve food material? See guys, suppose 3-4 days have no sunlight. So how plants synthesize food material? So in that period of time, starch is there into the plant body. That starch will help them to get energy. Similarly, if you not take a food for 2 days, 3 days, 4 days, 5 days, you will not die. Your extra food glycogen is stored. Where the glycogen is stored into the animal guys? Okay, this glycogen is stored inside the liver. So for that period of time, this glycogen will help you a lot. You know, one of the man, Jatin Das, okay, Britishers period with Bhagat Singh, he was arrested. And for 63 or 64 days, he could not take enough food and finally he died in jail. His glycogen even helped them for that period of time. Reserve food material, glycogen in animals. Any animal, yeah, you people even also animals. So we people, me also animal, don't mind, okay. So we have a glycogen. But plants have a starch. I hope you understood starch and glycogen concepts. So these are the entire, again one point that I always ask you. What about main difference between plant and animal cell? What about main difference between plant and animal cell? Here I will tell you, you remember, presence and absence of cell wall. Here I will tell you presence and absence of cell wall. This is the main difference between plant cell and animal cell. You always remember. So plant cell, cell wall present. Animal cell, cell wall absent. This is the main difference between plant cell and animal cell. I hope you will remember it. Okay everybody, now come. Now each and every cell parts, cell wall, cell membrane, plastid, nucleus, everything I will discuss separately. Only for objective paper guys. Only for objective paper. And here we start first with cell wall. Here you start with cell wall. So the first discussion about cell wall. Everybody knows cell wall is the outermost layer in plant cell. You know, cell wall is made up by cellulose. Cell wall is made up by cellulose. Cellulose is a kind of carbohydrate. With all those terminology at last, suffix is used as a O's. This is a carbohydrate. This is a kind of carbohydrate. So cell wall is made up by cellulose. It is a kind of carbohydrate. And cell wall is dead in nature. Cell wall is dead in nature. Cell wall is dead in nature. So this is the reason it is permeable. It is permeable. Anything can come directly inside the cell. Yeah, it can go outside from the cell. Permeable if it is dead in nature. So it not involve any kind of energy to restrict anyone. Even during coming, yeah, moving outside. So it's a permeable. Anything can come and go outside through cell wall. This is the feature in that way cell wall defined. The second one is cell membrane. Second one is cell membrane. Cell membrane. Cell membrane is made up by protein, lipid, and carbohydrate. So which is maximum in cell membrane, which is the lowermost layer of a plant cell and outermost layer of animal cell. Cell membrane. I taught you guys just 15 minutes back. Cell membrane is made up by protein, then the second is lipid, and then third is a carbohydrate. Lipid is a type of fats, not exactly fat. Some small chemical formula changes there. So it's a similar to fats. It's a similar to fats. It is a type of fats. So this is the composition of cell membrane. See guys, those cell membrane you people can see with below this cell wall, and even the outermost layer in animal cell. This is living in nature. Cell membrane is living in nature. Cell membrane is living in nature, and that is the reason guys, cell membrane is selectively permeable. Cell membrane is selectively permeable. Everybody clear? This is a feature of cell membrane. This is enough. This is enough. Now we go with the next cell organelle. That organelle you people have seen there. That is mitochondria. The next cell organelle that you people have seen, this is mitochondria. You see here mitochondria. Mitochondria. And I'm very sure most of people know about mitochondria. Even in school time you read about mitochondria. Mitochondria, you know how it represents as a powerhouse of cell. As a powerhouse of cell. So mitochondria as a powerhouse of cell. So mitochondria as a powerhouse of cell. See guys, mitochondria involve in aerobic respiration. Mitochondria involve in aerobic respiration. In the presence of oxygen, mitochondria is responsible for energy generation inside your body. We all people are living because within our cells have mitochondria. You know what happened in the case of AIDS, cancer? Slowly and gradually our mitochondria become abnormal and not do function normally. And this is the reason whenever even we take food, we take oxygen, but still energy generation not happen inside your body. The reason mitochondria abnormal. So without mitochondria, energy generation is impossible. So this is the reason it is written there. Mitochondria involve in aerobic respiration as a powerhouse of cell, and that's why your cell have a energy, your entire body have a energy, and you people are living, not you and me. Other animal and plants also, they have also mitochondria. You know guys, whenever you take a cyanide stop one of the mechanism of mitochondrial action that is called electron transport system, and suddenly death happen. But this electron transport system is not required for your paper. But as a simple, you remember what cyanide you know as a poison effect, where cyanide affect your body, it stop mitochondrial actions and the person suddenly die. Okay, so for the instant time being, if energy generation stop inside your body will have no energy. Now we come next, plastid. So now we'll come next, that is called plastid. Plastid only in the plant body, everybody know. The different types of plastid and all types of plastids are written there. The one is the chloroplast, second plastid is called leucoplast, and third type of plastid is called as the chromoplast. So one type of plastid is chloroplast, second is leucoplast, and third is chromoplast. You can see on the screen. Chloroplast, this is green in color. Chloroplast, this is green in color, and that's why it involves in photosynthesis. It involves in photosynthesis. So chloroplast green in color, and due to presence of chloroplast, plant involving photosynthesis and synthesize own food material. School time project. Leucoplast is that type of plastid which store food material. Which store food material. Which store food material. Stored food material means very simple. If mustard have a fat, where does fat store? Inside the leucoplast. Okay. If pulses have a protein, so where protein is stored inside a cell? Within this leucoplast. So leucoplast is that type of plastid where food material is stored in the plant body. Chromoplast. Chromoplast provide specific color to the plants. Chroma means color. So chromoplast, they provide a specific color to the plants and their body parts. I can give you an example in this support. Before ripening, see the color of tomato and nature of tomato. It is green in color and hard. Reason, in that time this tomato have a need of photosynthesis, so chloroplast is there and the fruit is hard. But what happened after ripening? After ripening, chloroplast has been changed into chromoplast. Chloroplast has been changed into chromoplast and the color becomes shifted from green to red. Everybody clear? Green to red. This is the feature. The conversion of chloroplast to chromoplast, that's why the color of tomato become here as a green to red. This is the concept here. I hope you can understand. Okay, everybody? Fine. Some more cell organelle here required for the discussion. And here the first one will be the endoplasmic reticulum. Okay, first one will be endoplasmic reticulum. Endoplasmic reticulum, you know, the location of endoplasmic reticulum is on the surface of nucleus. What about the function of endoplasmic reticulum? You see, guys, endoplasmic reticulum help in protein synthesis. Help in protein synthesis. And ribosome, you know, the function of ribosome, it involves in protein synthesis. It involves in protein synthesis. Now you may ask me, what about the difference between ER and ribosome? See, guys, ER is very similar to like me. Just like your all the faculties are your endoplasmic reticulum, and you and you all teach, all students are the ribosome. Okay, we all teachers even help you for your selection. So we are endoplasmic reticulum and you guys are ribosome, those involved for your examination, for your selection. So you are ribosome. So actually who do protein synthesis? This is a ribosome. And who help for the endoplasmic reticulum? Sorry, for protein synthesis, this is the endoplasmic reticulum. And this is the reason you see here in this picture. You see here in this picture. What about the location of ribosome? You have seen ribosomes are on the surface of endoplasmic reticulum. Even ribosome also present within the cytoplasm, but those ribosomes are present on the surface of endoplasmic reticulum. These are responsible for protein synthesis, and here endoplasmic reticulum helps in protein synthesis. That's why ribosomes are on the surface of endoplasmic reticulum. In that way you remember. One more cell organelle, this is called lysosome. Lysosome. Even lysosome is important for the state PCS. Even still it is important for UPSC level of examination. Lysosome is that cell organelle which produces the hydrolytic enzyme. HYDROLYTIC. Lysosome is that cell organelle which produces hydrolytic enzyme, and hydrolytic enzyme is acidic in nature. Hydrolytic enzyme is acidic in nature. Acidic means those pH will be less than 7. So they are acidic in nature. And see, guys, lysosome protects us. Us means everyone. Okay, either plants, animal, everyone. Where lysosome present? Lysosome protects us against foreign pathogens. Pathogen, I'm telling you, disease causing agent. Foreign pathogen. Lysosome protects us against the foreign pathogen. Pathogen means disease causing agent. Okay, everybody. Pathogen means I can tell you bacteria, viruses. Suppose this is a cell. Okay, suppose this is a cell, guys. Okay. Suppose this is the cell. You see this picture, and through this picture I will try to discuss everything. Suppose this is a cell. This is the cell. And on the surface of cell have a sum of bacteria and viruses. Maybe bacteria and viruses are within the cell, suppose. And this is the lysosome. This is the lysosome which is present inside your cell. This is the lysosome. Lysosome produce hydrolytic enzyme. This is acidic in nature. And see guys, if I put anything in the acid, you know very well it will dissolve. If I put my pen inside the acid, it will dissolve. I hope you can understand this concept. So I am telling you, those bacteria and viruses either on the surface of your cell, yeah, they come inside your cells. Lysosome protects us against these pathogens. These bacteria and viruses are made up of what? Proteins. What does lysosome do? Lysosome comes here and start to secrete their own hydrolytic enzyme. This hydrolytic enzyme, acidic in nature, protein dissolve outside. If outside protein damaged, bacteria and virus die, damaged, then it is called exocytosis. This mechanism is called exocytosis. Exocytosis means outside. Cyto means cell and cis means death. Outside cell death happen. This is called exocytosis. Lysosome, those bacteria virus are inside. Lysosome can come here, surround the bacteria and virus and start to release their own acids. And finally what happens? This protein still die. So if bacteria and viruses die within your cells, then it is called endo. Endo means inside. This whole procedure is called endocytosis. So how to explain lysosome? In normal condition, lysosome protects our cells either on the surface through exocytosis or within the cell through endocytosis. In that way, we people are safe against foreign pathogen, exocytosis and endocytosis. One more thing guys, this is the normal function of lysosome. Sometimes lysosome become abnormal and damage same cell where it is present. This type of feature is called autolysis. Autolysis. Sometimes lysosome damage same cell where it is present. This is called autolysis. My statement. Suppose guys, this is the lysosome. This is the lysosome. And this is your entire cellular tissues. This is your entire cellular tissues. This lysosome secretes acid. Acid means hydrolytic enzyme. Your cellular tissues are also made up by protein. That protein, your cell will die. And here this cell death happen because of abnormal feature of lysosome. Because of abnormal feature of lysosome. And in that case, lysosome also called as a suicidal bag. In many of the state PCS examination, this is the question: lysosome, which cell organelle is a suicidal bag? So you remember this is the lysosome, and this is the abnormal feature of lysosome. Okay, in normal feature, lysosome protect us against foreign pathogens. Pathogen means disease causing agent like bacteria, viruses type, through exocytosis and endocytosis. I hope you people clear with this entire whole discussion of lysosome. Lysosome, again I repeat, it is the important one for your paper, especially for prelims paper. Now we will go into the discussion of nucleus. Okay, now the next discussion will be nucleus. So come here, nucleus. And here have some more concepts. So try to understand everything guys. Okay, and many concepts will be very clear here. And topic of discussion is nucleus. Topic of discussion is nucleus. See one thing. Nucleus, what about the number of nucleus in every cell? If I am asking about human being. In human being guys, each and every cell have only one nucleus. In human being, each and every cell have only one nucleus. Even other cell organelles like mitochondria, Golgi bodies, endoplasmic reticulum, every cell organelles, they varies in numbers on the basis of their own requirement. As simple, in those body part have a need of more energy formation. In that body cell part have a more number of mitochondria. In that body part have a more formation of protein, endoplasmic reticulum and ribosome numbers are more in that portion of cells. But what about the nucleus? Nucleus in each and every cell have only one. Nucleus, each and every cell have only one. And see guys, one thing. Who discovered nucleus? So nucleus discovered by Robert Brown. Nucleus discovered by Robert Brown. And one thing more guys. Nucleus is called as a brain of cell. Nucleus is called as brain of cell. Nucleus is called as a brain of cell. I am telling you the whole, what is the function of your brain guys? Regulation of and control of your body. Similarly, if nucleus is called the brain of cell, so how the cell perform their own role and activities and all, it is depend on the nucleus. So this is the reason nucleus is called as a brain of cell. Everybody clear? Fine. And I told you guys, each and every cell have only one nucleus. Other cell organelle number varies, but nucleus are only one. So here I am telling you, each and every cell have only one nucleus. Cell have only one nucleus in human being, guys. But there are few cells where have exceptions. Few places have exceptions. What are these places? RBC and platelets. RBC and platelets are those cells where nucleus already absent, nucleus not present. Red blood cell and platelets, these are those cells where the nucleus absent inside your body, guys. Neither each and every cell have only one nucleus, you remember. So if I ask you, yeah, anywhere this question come, where is nucleus absent inside your human being? So you say which cell? RBC and platelets. RBC, you know, red blood corpuscles are red blood cells, and platelets is that which are responsible for the blood clotting. Okay, fine. Now one thing, guys, within the nucleus, the main important part for your examination is chromosome. So if I ask you where is the chromosome, you already have seen within a picture, within a location of cell, chromosomes are within the nucleus. So this is the reason here you can see now within the nucleus have a chromosomes, and some more concepts which are connecting with the chromosomes. This will be discussed right now. If I ask you guys, tell me what about the number of chromosome in human being? What about the number of chromosome in human being? So you know very well, guys, every cell have one nucleus, and within the nucleus about 23 pair of chromosome. What about the human being chromosome number? 23 pair chromosomes. If I ask you what about the number of chromosome in father and what about the number of chromosome in mother? Of course, guys, both are the human being. So both have a 23 pair and 23 pair. So one side I said this is father, and second side I'm telling you this is mother. So one side have a father and second side have a mother. And if I ask you how many types of chromosomes, okay, number of chromosome, 23 pair father and 23 pair mother. You see how these chromosomes present into the father, 22 pair XX and 1 pair X with Y in case of father. But what about mother? Mother, all 23 pair are the XX type. Those you can see here right now. So papa side have what? 22 pair XX and 1 pair X with Y. In that way, chromosomes present in the father, yeah, all male, guys, but female, all 23 pair chromosomes are X and X. So overall, if I ask you guys in between father and mother, how many chromosomes are similar? So you can see here 45X in father and 45X in mother. These are the similar chromosome. Only difference between father and mother is father have a 1 extra Y and mother have a 1 extra X. In that way, father and mother are differentiated. Okay, the father and mother 45X both similar. Only 1 Y is extra here and 1 X is extra here. One of the statement where most of the time student confused within my class. If I said, guys, papa is papa due to presence of extra Y, but mama is mama due to, don't tell me due to presence of extra X. This is wrong if you think so. Papa is papa due to presence of extra Y, but mama is mama due to absence of Y. This is the right answer. So those extra X in the mother, guys, it is inactive in the female lifespan. There is some concept of doses compensation and bar body which is not required for the GS classroom discussion. So you remember female develop only because of 45X chromosome. The 45X chromosome is functional from the female side. Those are responsible for the development of entire female, but male develop because of 45X and 1 Y. So extra X in the female after 45X, that is inactive. Only one time it active, but that is not required for your examination here for GS paper. Okay, so this is the chromosome wise distribution. I hope you can understand very well, guys. So this is the chromosome that papa and mama have. Okay, that papa and mama have. Okay, parallelly one more discussion is required. Okay, one more discussion is required. What about the discussion? See, guys, now there is some more concept that is required here about cell division. About cell division. Actually, if you will go in the cell division, there are 2 steps in the cell division that you should know. There are 2 steps in cell division. What about the 2 steps in cell division? The one is called interphase. The one is called interphase and second is called as a M phase. There's 2 steps in cell division. The one is called interphase and second is called M phase. One question: why cell division is important? for your growth and development. You tell me, first day you guys were the single cell zygote. What happened in 9 months and 6-7 days? This cell divide and redivide, cell division happen, and finally you become as a 3 kilogram of baby. That 3 kilogram baby as a birth, you came guys, you right now 50, 60, 70, 80, 90 in front of me. This is because of cell division. So why cell division is important? For growth and development of a particular body organisms in plant, animal, everywhere. Actually cell division involved in 2 stages, 2 steps by step. The one phase is called interphase and second is called M phase. Interphase is called as a pre-division phase. Interphase is called as a pre-division phase and M phase is called as a division phase. So there are 2 phases in cell division. The one is called interphase and second is called M phase. Interphase, pre-division phase. And pre-division phase is the very important phase for the cell division guys. This is the regulatory phase. This is a regulatory phase. Even I can tell you this time you people are in this classroom program under interphase. But when you will go and give your exam, in that period of time you will enter into the response phase, your division phase. That will be your action phase. If I ask you an interphase and M phase, which is more important? Of course guys, this interphase is very important. Your entire classroom program, this online classes program, those I'm taking here guys, this is your before responsive. Before responsive means before examination phase. This is very, very important phase. In examination, what you will perform, this is entirely depend on this classroom discussion, this online discussion, those I'm doing here right now. So you tell me which phase is more important? Of course interphase, because every regulation and controls are under interphase. I hope now you understood. You know why cancer happen? Because interphase disturbed. And due to disturbances of interphase, division abnormally happen out of control, and massive level of multiplication it happened. And division, M phase, there are 2 types of division entirely in the living organism, even in the case of you also guys, plants and animal everywhere. So division, there are 2 types of division. So M phase, here you can see there are 2 types of division. What will come here in the M phase? The division. One side, this is mitosis division. One side, the division is mitosis division. So division means mitosis. There are 2 types. M phase is what? 2 types. So division 2 types. Either mitosis type of division or meiosis type of division. And before mitosis and meiosis, in both 2 have an interphase. You remember, don't be confused guys. Mitosis and meiosis, what about differences? So before mitosis have an interphase, before meiosis have an interphase. I hope you understood. So before both 2 division have an interphase, you never forget. Okay everybody, now comes guys. Mitosis. Mitosis division perform in somatic cell. Meiosis division perform in germ cell or generative cell or reproductive cell. Germ cell or generative, GENERATIVE, or reproductive cell. If I ask you guys, what are the germ cell or generative cells? Okay, I hope you people know very well. Reproductive parts. There are many terms for the germ cell or generative cell, and all terminologies are given there. Either you call germ cell or generative cell or reproductive cell, all are same means. Okay, and the another one guys, this mitosis division, how it happen? If a parent cell is 2N type, you see here. If a parent cell is 2N type, after division it forms 2N and 2N type of cell. This type of division is called mitosis division. What is meiosis division? If parent cell is 2N type and after division it forms N and N number of cell. So this is called half meiosis division. So in mitosis division, those parent cell have similar type of cell also form after division. 2N and 2N. But in the case of meiosis, those parent cell have after division here number of chromosome become half and half. You just listen guys. You just listen. In biological sciences, N means haploid and 2N means diploid. You always remember. Diploid means those chromosome you have, this is in pair, 23 pair or 46. And N means haploid. Haploid will become as a 23. You tell me if 2N is equal to 46, so what will be N? N will be 23. If 2N is equal to 46, what will come? N is equal to 23. This is the meaning of diploid and haploid. I am telling you, If a parent cell is 23 pair chromosome number 2n, after division it form 2 cell, and both 2 cell have a 23 pair and 23 pair chromosome number. This type of division is called mitosis division. So mitosis division is that where after division, if cell form 2 cell या 4 cell या 8 cell या 16 cell, every cell have a same number of chromosome. This is the meaning 2n form 2n 2n. So 23 pair chromosome again become 2 cell या 4 cell, again have a 23 pair and 23 pair chromosome number. But what happen in meiosis, guys? If a parent cell is a 2n, means 23 pair chromosome, if it form 2 cell या 4 cell, every cell have a 23 and 23 half chromosome number come in the next cells. That is called meiosis division. So in mitosis division, chromosome number same after division, and meiosis division, chromosome number become half after cell division. This type of division, my meiosis, perform in germ cell, generative cell or reproductive cell, and this type of mitosis division perform in somatic cell. I hope you understood all factual informations regarding mitosis and meiosis. Overall, mitosis, meiosis have many differences, but only these two differences, if you will be clear, your entire discussion of biotechnology you can understand here. Okay, now question is, sir, give me the example of reproductive cell and somatic cell. Reproductive cell, everybody know. From father side, testes is the reproductive cell. From the mother side, ovary is the reproductive cell. A part of reproductive cell, rest of all entire body parts is your somatic parts or somatic cells. If I ask you, give me the example of somatic cell. Except testes and ovary, father and mother, you take any of the name. Hair, nail, blood, bone, muscle, skin, blood. Okay, even if you love me most, you cut your hand and give me. This is also your somatic cell. Only you don't take a name of testes and ovary. Neither rest of the all body parts is your somatic cell. I hope you people clear. Everybody clear? Somatic cell divide through mitosis. Number of chromosome same. Reproductive cell divide through meiosis. Number of chromosome become half. This is the difference and overall concepts. Okay, everybody. Now you come here. Now you come here. Suppose, guys, suppose you see this picture, guys. Suppose this is father, and father have a 23 pair of chromosomes. This is a 23 pair of chromosome. This entire 23 pair I'm telling you 2n. This is the mother, entire 23 pair I'm telling you 2n. Half portion is what? This is the n, and this half portion is the n. This much of mathematics everybody know. This entire chromosome is 2n, so this half is the n, and this half is the another n. You know what happened? What happened during reproduction period? Okay, what happened during reproduction period? You just see, guys. During reproduction period, from father side, what produced? Sperm produced. Sperm produced through testes. And what from mother side? Egg produced. Egg produced through ovary. You know, in that sperm and egg, they produce through meiosis division, this division. Sperm and egg produced through meiosis division, because meiosis division perform which type of cell? You know, reproductive cell, and testes and ovaries are what? Reproductive cell. This is the reason within the sperm have either sperm have a only 23 chromosome. And what about egg have? Egg also have a 23 chromosome, and this is the reason papa side 23 chromosome come in the sperm, and mama side 23 chromosome come in the egg. This 23 sperm and 23 egg chromosome fuse and finally become 23 pair. As you people, those are listening me, you are 23 pair chromosomes. Listen, during reproduction period, from father side, either this end produce in this sperm or this end produce in the sperm. From the mother side, either this end produce in the egg or this end produce in the egg. If this end sperm fuse with the second end of egg, this egg fused, then it forms a 2n. And no, this 2n is what? Entire x, so it will be a daughter. It will be a daughter. If this n fuse with the second n, again have a x set, again it will be a 2n, and it is again daughter. If this type of combination will come from the father and mother side, so it will be a daughter and daughter. If from father side, this combination come in the sperm, this whole set where the one y is present, but the mother side this x come, it will become 2n, and 2n as a what? Son. If this n combination fused with this n, again become 2n as a son. So son and daughter. I hope you people clear, guys. Son will born, your daughter will born. The son and daughter is totally defined by father. If from father side, this entire set will come in the sperm, this entire set come in the sperm, it will be a daughter. If from father side, this entire set will come in the sperm, Y is there, then it will be a son. So son and daughters are totally based on father. Mother is not responsible for anything. It will be a son and daughter, only father is responsible. So maleness and femaleness are only depend by father, not on mother. I hope you people clear. Okay, see guys, one thing. And I hope you people know very well, when a lady is pregnant, so what about the chances of son and daughter? Here you can see guys, out of 4, 2 son and 2 daughter, 50-50%. So it will be a son and daughter, 50-50%. 50% daughter, 50% son. This is the reason you cannot guess properly that it will be a son and daughter. It's a 50-50%. And I hope you people very clear. So which type of sex you have, it is depend on the combinations, those combination you have from this sperm and egg combination that you can see on board right now. And see guys, one thing again I repeat, first day when you people form, okay, first day when you people form, suppose this is you, you means daughter, I'm telling you, and I will tell you guys, the first day you are zygote. Zygote, you know, this is a one cell structure, everybody know. See guys, one thing, you will be son and daughter, you will be a son or daughter. It even decided in the first day. It is decided in the first day. Just after fusion of sperm and egg, you will become as a son and daughter. But it will appear in embryo after 44 to 45 days during embryonic development period. It means if you want to check this embryo is a male or female, here you should have to wait around 44 to 45 days. So for 6 differentiation, 44 to 45 days are required. 6 formation, it defined in the one day, first day, because of fusion of chromosome, but it appear in embryo after 44 to 45 days. So if you want to check a sex is a son and daughter, so you have to wait minimum how much days? 44 to 45 days. If this type of question come in your paper, so you remember. So around 1.5 month you have to wait to identify this is a son and daughter. The sex will not appear up to this period of time. And zygote is how many number of chromosome? It's a 23 pair. Suppose it's a daughter. I have taken this one. Suppose this is a daughter. And this 23 pair of chromosome, that zygote will develop into the mother body. This 23 pair chromosome will develop into mother body. Okay, it will develop into mother body. And that period is called gestation period. That period is called gestation period. This is called gestation period. And this gestation period I told you, you can call as a embryonic development period. How much duration of time? 9 months and 6 or 7 days. Total duration of time for the development of baby, maximum 9 months and 6 or 7 days. I have a question here right now guys. Those zygote develop and become as a newborn baby as a 3 kilogram. It grow through mitosis division or meiosis division. You directly give me answer first. This zygote that form in the first day, it is a somatic cell or reproductive cell? Zygote is a somatic cell or reproductive cell. If you guess this information, so you will understand rest of the other concepts. And other concept is your question paper. Zygote is a somatic cell or reproductive cell? This is my question. You just tell me guys. When you people develop during 9 months and 6-7 days through gestation period, 1 cell become 2 cell, 2 cell become 4 cell, 4 cell become 8 cell, 8 cell become 16 cell, 16 become 32, at last 3 kilogram of entire cell body developed. And see, here the chromosome that divide, it divide through mitosis division. It divide through mitosis division. And even I will prove. It means this zygote is not reproductive. The zygote is somatic cell. Zygote is a somatic cell. You always remember. And this somatic cell divide through which division? Mitosis. 1 cell become 2 cell, 2 cell become 4 cell, 4 cell become 8 cell, 8 cell become 16 cell, 16 32 cell. In that way zygote cell divide and divide. And at last 3 kilogram of baby form. And in this 3 kilogram of baby, each and every cell have a same chromosome. I'm just telling you guys, when you people born as a 3 kilogram, 4 kilogram, 2 kilogram, whatever guys, your each and every cell have a same chromosome that you got first day during the formation of your zygote. So those chromosome you people got from your papa and mama. First day during zygote, 23 chromosome you have of your papa chromosome and 23 chromosome of you people have a mama chromosome. Papa and mama testes ovary is the reproductive. That testes and ovary through meiosis division form the sperm and egg. Sperm and egg. When it fuse becomes a zygote. Zygote is not a reproductive cell. Zygote is a somatic cell. And somatic cell, it divides through mitosis division. And finally a 3 kilogram of baby develop. And in this 3 kilogram of baby, each and every cell have a same chromosomes. Each and every cell have a same chromosomes. See guys, this 3 kilogram baby become adult. You people guys, me myself, your each and every body cell have a same chromosome that you got first day even inside your zygote from your papa and mama. And in this chromosomes have a DNA. If you go and match throughout your body each and every DNA have a similar DNA. This is the reason through DNA fingerprinting you will detect very easily in the absence of eyewitness. Your hair, nail, blood, bone, muscle, skin, everywhere have a same chromosome. The reason, mitosis division. Same chromosome form same chromosome, same chromosome form same chromosome, and ultimately in this duration of time gestation period, the entire baby of 3 kilogram that develop everywhere have a same chromosome. This is the concept. I hope now you are getting guys how DNA fingerprinting we will identify. The reason is mitosis help you. Because of mitosis, each and every body cell have a same chromosomes. And chromosomes have a DNA. That will be the next part of discussion. You wait. Now here some of the concepts I want to prove. You know guys, the first clone, when I ask first clone, people start to say sheep. Wrong. Even the question is not complete, so how you can give me answer suddenly? First clone was, if I ask you in the respect of mammal, okay, first animal. So first animal was a frog that clone made first guys. But in animal, first mammal clone was sheep clone. So first mammal clone was a sheep clone. But animal was frog. In animal group, first mammal was sheep. And that sheep which clone you made, that was not male sheep, that was a female sheep. My question is guys, which portion of body parts we use for the formation of clones? Because clone is one of the topic inside your discussion. If I ask you guys, I want to develop your clone, so you tell me you will give me your somatic cell or reproductive cell. You guess guys. If I want to develop your clone, so you will give me your somatic cell or reproductive cell. Guys, you will give me your somatic cells. You see, zygote is a somatic cell or reproductive cell? Somatic cell. And that is the reason somatic cell divide mitosis, and finally 3 kilogram of baby develop. If I want to develop you, you have to give me somatic cell. Then through mitosis, a complete organism will develop and it will be you. Okay, if you will give me your reproductive cell, your chromosome number become 23 half. Because of 23 pair, you have this character: 2 hand, 2 leg, 2 eyes, 1 nose, 1 mouth, 2 ears. This is because of 23 pair chromosome. If you will take a reproductive cell for the clone formation, here you guys, and when division happen, chromosome number become half. Because reproductive cell, chromosome number become half. 23 pair become 23. This half portion develop. Half portion how can develop? Not possible. So this is the reason guys, during the formation of clone, that first clone of mammal clone form from sheep, which body part we use? Do you know? That is mammary gland cell we use. Mammary gland means this breast cell of that sheep was used. And breast cell is a somatic cell or reproductive cell? Breast cell is the somatic cell. This is not the reproductive part. And here you see guys. In the case of sheep guys, mammary gland cell was used. Which cell we use there? Mammary gland cell was used. So the concept is somatic cell was used. Mammary gland cell means somatic cell was used. You know, in India, the first clone that developed, it was in NDRI. In India, the first clone was developed in NDRI. NDRI is National Dairy Research Institute. National Dairy Research Institute. National Dairy Research Institute. Where is the National Dairy Research Institute? This is in Karnal. Karnal means Haryana. So where is the National Dairy Research Institute? Karnal, Haryana. And this is the place where India has developed first clone. And it was a buffalo clone. It was a buffalo clone. And you know the name of that clone was Garima. Garima was that buffalo, yeah, that clone who developed first time in India, where NDRI, National Dairy Research Institute, Karnal, Haryana. My question is, guys, in the support of concepts, which somatic part, somatic cell we use there? Of course, somatic cell will be used, and it was the ear cell. Ear cell. Tell me, ear cell is a somatic cell or reproductive cell? Somatic cell, and that is proved there, guys. This buffalo ear cell. And now you understood the ear cell is somatic cell, and somatic cell will be used for the clone formation. Whenever I will go and discuss about the cloning, guys, and if I demand give me yourself for the formation of clone, then I'm very sure everybody you will give me your somatic cell. Don't give me reproductive in that time. You will be wrong there. Everybody clear? Only somatic cell. Fine. Very good. So I hope you people very clear. Somehow you have started to understand about somatic cell and reproductive cell, and you also know very well how much the somatic cell is important for us, and for cloning we have to need of somatic cell. And why each and every cell have a same chromosomes or same DNA? It is because of mitosis. Okay, and this is the reason, guys, DNA fingerprinting become possible. Each and every body cell in entire organism have a same chromosomes or same DNA. So now within the chromosome have a DNA. This is the next part of discussion. So your next heading will be chromosome structure. So now you come next heading, chromosome structure. So come next, chromosome structure. Yes, structure of chromosomes. So your next heading will be structure of chromosomes. See, guys, to describe chromosomes, its structure and all, to describe chromosome and its structures some models are given. What about the name of models that describe chromosome structure? It is written there, nucleosome model and solenoid model. Nucleosome model and solenoid model define chromosome structure. What they define in chromosome structure? That chromosomes are made up by DNA and histone protein. So chromosomes are made up by DNA and histone protein. Through nucleosome model it is proved even many years back, guys. This nucleosome model was 15 years back UPSC as in IAS level of paper. So if anywhere this question come, nucleosome and solenoid model provide the information about what? So you say chromosome structure. Chromosomes are made up by DNA and histone protein. Chromosomes are made up by DNA and histone protein. You know, guys, DNA is acidic in nature and histone is basic in nature. You know, acid base, so basic in nature. Acidic means negative charge. Basic means positive charge. Rest you can understand chemistry. They will bind very easily, DNA and histone protein, and finally they will become as a chromosomes. So chromosomes have a DNA and histone protein. DNA is acidic, histone is basic. They do the chemical bondings and finally become as a chromosomes. Finally they will become as a chromosomes. Okay, guys, fine. See, guys, with DNA, I hope one more name you people heard it. That is called RNA. And both DNA and RNA in biological science call as a nucleic acid. So better I discuss both DNA and RNA, because both DNA and RNA is required in my discussion. Okay, in next video, guys. In next video, these both two discussions are required. So better you go into the discussion of nucleic acid. So here I will explain about DNA and RNA both. So I can save my lot of time here actually, because everything is written in English here. I just need to describe it. So guys, nucleic acid. Nucleic acid is also called as a nucleotide. So either you call nucleic acid or nucleotide, both are same. Who discovered nucleic acid? Name of person was Friedrich Miescher. F-R-E-I-D-R-I-C-H. Friedrich Miescher, M-E-I-S-C-H-E-R. Friedrich Miescher discovered nucleic acid. Where Friedrich Messer discovered nucleic acid? In human pus cell. You know, human pus cell, sometime in your skin have some pus formation. Dead RBC, some pathogens, bacteria, viruses, okay, and have a pus and lot of pain there, guys. So doctor just cut that and remove the pus, small stitches, surgeries and all, okay, not stitches, and finally you will treat against it. In that human pus cell, first time nucleic acid was discovered by Friedrich Messer. What is the chemical name of nucleic acid? Nucleotide. How many types of nucleic acid and nucleotide? Two. The one is DNA and second is RNA. If I ask you guys, which type of nucleic acid present inside your chromosome, so your answer is DNA. That's why I'm discussing here DNA and RNA both. So which type of nucleic acid here, guys? DNA and RNA both. So two types of nucleic acid and nucleotide. But which nucleic acid present inside a human chromosome? Then your answer is DNA. You know, this nucleotide is made up of, means nucleic acid is made up of, because nucleic acid and nucleotide both are same. So nucleic acid and nucleotides are made up of, nucleic acid and nucleotides are made up of base plus sugar and plus phosphoric acid. You remember, base plus sugar and plus phosphoric acid. This is a chemical composition of nucleic acid or nucleotide. And nucleic acid and nucleotide means DNA and RNA. So if I ask you DNA and RNA are made up of, so you will say base, sugar and phosphoric acid. So DNA and RNA is made up by base plus sugar plus phosphoric acid. You know, I have seen a question in state pieces examination. Why DNA is acidic? DNA is acidic. Here you got it. The reason here examiner asks in the state pieces, why DNA is acidic? Then you should be very clear, guys. Because one of the acid present inside the DNA, and due to acid those present inside the DNA and RNA, their property, chemical property is acidic. Of course, when one of the acid is already inside, so the whole property is what? Acidic nature. So why DNA is acidic? The answer is because phosphoric acid present inside the DNA. Everybody clear? So nucleotides and nucleic acids are made up by base plus sugar and plus phosphoric acid. Base plus sugar plus phosphoric acid. Clear, guys? Fine. Now have a requirement to know which type of base, which type of sugar and which type of phosphoric acid in DNA and RNA. In that way, guys, both will different. So you see difference. One side DNA and second side you see RNA. Entire differences are already written here, and everything in English here. So nobody have any problem. So now we start. First, guys, if I ask you what about the full form of DNA, tell me what about the full form of DNA. So full form of DNA is deoxyribonucleic acid. This is the full form of DNA. So what is full form of DNA? Deoxyribonucleic acid. What is the full form of RNA? Only this name you use, it will become as a RNA name. What is RNA? Ribonucleic acid. What is RNA? Ribonucleic acid. So DNA, deoxyribonucleic acid, and RNA is a ribonucleic acid. Okay, next point. DNA, RNA have a base, sugar and phosphoric acid. See, differences are similarities between DNA and RNA on the basis of their own feature, base, sugar and phosphoric acid. So one side you see base. Which base are inside DNA? Which bases are inside DNA? So DNA have a adenine, ADENINE, symbol A. Guanine, GUANINE, symbol G. Cytosine, CYTOSEINE, C. And thymine, THYMINE, capital T. In that way, all the bases defined: adenine, guanine, cytosine and thymine. If you say in RNA, RNA adenine present, RNA guanine present, RNA cytosine present, but RNA have no thymine. In place of thymine, RNA have a uracil, URACIL. So RNA have uracil. So what about similarity you got? AGC are similar. But what about differences you got? Thymine and uracil. The one difference you got it. And few similarity you got it on the behalf of bases between DNA and RNA. Next point. Which sugar present in DNA? Because DNA and RNA after bases have also what? Sugar. So if I ask you which sugar present in DNA and RNA, so this is written there. DNA have a deoxyribose sugar and RNA have a ribose sugar. DNA have a deoxyribose sugar and RNA have a ribose sugar. On the basis of the terminology of ribose, okay, and deoxyribose. The name is given. Deoxyribonucleic acid, they have a deoxyribose sugar. Ribonucleic acid, they have a ribose sugar. Name are very similar. I hope you will never confuse with this term. So what you got here? Base name you mentioned AGCT, AGCU. Sugar, you know, deoxyribose and ribose. Now phosphoric acid. See guys, phosphoric acid is a one types. Here have no differences. So phosphoric acid, what will come? Phosphoric acid present in DNA and phosphoric acid also present in RNA. The phosphoric acid present both sides, DNA and RNA. So here you can get a similarity. Even if you see DNA guys, DNAs are mostly double stranded. I'm telling you, mostly double stranded. Not always. RNA mostly single stranded, not always. RNA mostly single stranded, not always. In DNA, A always bind with thymine. Adenine connect with thymine when DNA is double stranded. And guanine bind with cytosine. That I will show you in picture. Adenine bind with thymine and guanine bind with cytosine. So in DNA, A attach with T and G attach with C. Okay, everybody? Fine. What about in RNA? RNA mostly single stranded, but exceptions here in RNA. Sometime in rare cases, RNA can be double stranded in some organism. Similarly, most of the cases, DNA is double stranded, but in exceptional cases, DNA can be single stranded in some of the organism. So here A and T, adenine, thymine, here guanine and cytosine. Here single stranded A and U. Okay, here if double stranded RNA happen, so here thymine not present. You already have seen. So in place of thymine, RNA have a uracil. And here guanine bind with cytosine. So adenine, uracil, guanine, cytosine. This type of relations, association in DNA and RNA. I hope where is the differences and where is the similarity. Now you people can see very well in this discussion guys. And this is the entire discussion about DNA and RNA. I hope you will not confuse in this all. If you are getting confused, so better you rewind and again you listen it. And here in this entire DNA and RNA, you can see bases, sugars, and phosphoric acids. Similarity where you can see adenine, guanine, cytosine, adenine, guanine, cytosine, phosphoric acid, GC, GC. Similarity. Differences, thymine, uracil, deoxyribose, ribose, double stranded, single stranded, AT and AU. If I ask you, those I ask you many times. What about main difference between DNA and RNA? What about main difference between DNA and RNA? So main difference between DNA and RNA, you always take sugar. One side deoxyribose sugar and second side ribose sugar. So sugar composition is the main difference between DNA and RNA. I hope you will always remember. Okay, I hope you will always remember. Okay guys, fine. Now come next. Now we'll go into discussion of DNA structure, and it is very, very important. Without DNA structure guys, I cannot discuss you where is the gene. And if you people will not clear gene, then you should not jump directly on biotechnology. So in this video, I will end with DNA structure. In next video, I will show you where is the gene inside the DNA. If you change gene, your genetic character enhanced. And then your next generation will enhance that genetic character and it will improve. Genetically modified plant, health issues, you know, many of the concepts will be discussion, but later on. Without study of gene, you will never understand what is the genome. Human genome and all concept you will never clear. Okay, fine. So now you come into the discussion of DNA structure. Overall, the heading is double helical model of DNA. So heading is double helical model of DNA. This is the heading, double helical model of DNA. See this double helical model of DNA. Double helical model of DNA was given by Watson and Crick. So double helical model of DNA was given by Watson and Crick. And for this contribution, Watson and Crick got Nobel Prize. Watson and Crick got Nobel Prize for this contribution. How this DNA define the whole structure and all, it is must to know guys. Without knowing this DNA structure, how you will understand what you match in DNA fingerprinting? Without knowing this DNA structure, how you will know that the specific DNA base pair sequences are as a gene, it will be not clear. That those I'm telling you, this time you are not getting it. So you will never understand. This is the reason DNA structure first you know. Why I'm discussing it, you will be much clearer when you will listen the second video. And this entire discussion, those ever I am doing now, up to 10th class a book, every information given. NCERT book. Up to 10th class, every information is given there. Nothing beyond 10th. It is enough. So how to define DNA? Under the double helical model of DNA, for that contribution, Watson and Crick got the Nobel Prize, state pieces type prelims question. Double helical model of DNA given by Watson and Crick got Nobel Prize. DNA is a double stranded. As you people know very well, DNA have a double stranded. So DNA is a double stranded. And DNA is anti-parallel. So DNA is anti-parallel. So DNA have a two strand and both two strands are anti-parallel. Anti-parallel means very simple. See guys, this is a pen. These two are pen. This is parallel. This is see both side. Open portion is upside. Closed portion is backside. This is the parallel. If I turn this will become as an anti-parallel. So DNA have a two strand, but both two strand are anti-parallel. Anti-parallel means like this type, like this type. Parallel is this, anti-parallel is this. So in that way DNA present inside your body. And DNA, those present inside your body, it is helical structure. Helical, you know guys, helical, spring type, spring type, spring type, spring type. So two strand of DNA present, two strand, and this strand is helical type, helical type, helical type, helical type, helical. I hope you can understand this type, this type, this type. This. You see nylon rope, two like this, like this, like this, like this. Okay, this is going to a bit, then there's two thread. That's similarly DNA have inside your chromosomes. So it's what? Helical structure. Helical means it is going to start movement and coiling here, and then after one helix it will reach at this point. Then again it will reach at this point. Then again it will reach at this point. So this is what? One helix complete. This is what? One more helix complete. This is what? One more helix complete. Okay, so one helix, one more helix, then one more helix, then one more helix. So one helix, two helix, three helix. In that way DNA present entirely inside your chromosomes. And that double strand anti-parallel DNA structure I'm going to show you on this board, guys. Okay, you see this is given here. This is a double stranded DNA. Okay, you just try to understand. And DNA is an anti-parallel, you can see here very well. How you can see? See guys, this side is a small segment of DNA, those I made here. See one thing, this is a three-dimensional picture. That three-dimensional picture I have shown you on a screen. Because this page is the 2D guys, x-axis, y-axis. But I told you DNA is what? In that way DNA present, in that way DNA present. So how you can say this rounding part above it? So that is not possible. So in that way, those I drawn on this page guys, similarly DNA drawn everywhere in every book and every newspaper. So you just try to understand here. But DNA is anti-parallel and helical. You can understand very well through the help of my discussion. One side have a 5 prime. You see the opposite side of the 5 prime is what? That is 3 prime. In the opposite of 3 prime have a 5 prime. In this opposite of 5 prime is a 3 prime. It show what? DNA is anti-parallel. And DNA is a helical type. Helical means just like you see here. One helix complete, DNA reached here. Then again one helix complete, you see. Again one helix complete, again DNA reached here. So this is one helix or one coil. This is one helix or one coil. This is one helix or one coil. Okay everybody, fine. I will just to magnify this picture. See guys. So how many helix here you can see? 2 helix. Okay, fine. And see, this is the one helix, this is the one helix. And total how much angle cover? 360 degree. Very simple guys. Suppose an object start to make a circular path like this. It will meet here 360 degree. If this circular path I will make as a helix type, so it will come here, then again it will come here. So it's a helical. It is the circle, everybody know. And this is the path, if like it is a circular. So this 360 degree in circle, I make it 360 as a helical form. I hope you can understand. So this is what? This is the 360 degree helical structure, yeah, coil. This is the another 360 degree or helical coil. And this one helix have what? How much distance? 34 angstrom. This one helix have how much distance? DNA cover 34 angstrom. And I hope this much of mathematics and physics you guys know. 1 angstrom is equal to 10 to power minus 10 meter. That way, one helix distance in 13 angstrom, this is. Similarly, the next helix have again, this is. And see, in this DNA, base pairs are present. Which base pair? A bind with T, G bind with C, C bind with G, C bind. Any of the base pair sequences you can write. But total number of base pair will be how much? 10 base pair. You just tell me, guys. A is a base. A joined with T become as a base pair. G is a base. G bind with C become as a base pair. So here AT base pair, GC base pair. So A is a base, when it bind with the T, it becomes a base pair. G is a base, when bind with the C, it becomes a base pair. So I'm asking you, within one helix, how many DNA base pair present? 10 base pair. So this is written here, 10 base pair present in one helix. Again, if I ask you in next helix, how much DNA base pair present there? Again, 10 base pair present there. I'm not telling you. Watson and Crick is telling you. He watched properly the DNA, guys, and for that purpose he got the Nobel Prize. In that way DNA arranged inside your body. In that way DNA present inside your body. This is just a helix of two parts in DNA. Two helical structure is here. Similarly, a good length of DNA. What about the length of DNA and everything? That will come in the next video, when I will go and discuss about the human genome, and then I will tell you what about the entire length of DNA. Entire length of DNA. And one more thing, guys. In one helix, start from AT, GC, CG. The second helix, it start from CG, CG, TA. So don't think so the same repetition sequences will come in 10 base pair, again same 10 base pair. No, random you can write anything. But the same sequence don't write. Neither you will confuse and you will think so. Every time the base pair sequences are in one helix, same and same. No guys, not same, never same. Why not same? Why never same? It will be clear again in the next picture. If you never read the biology, so you will take some more time. If you read the biology and all, till 10th class, so you understood and everything is going to revise here just for you and become as a cup of tea. Okay, so this is the entire discussion about DNA structure. This is the entire discussion about DNA structure, and here I stop for both medium classes, Hindi and English. Even 1.5 hours both discussion is required, but I cannot make continue because the video will be around 3.5 hours. It is not good. So I would like to stop here, but I'm very sure you people very clear. Okay, and whatever I taught you, it is up to 10th class discussion and all. Okay, fine, NCERT class. So I hope you people enjoy everything, and biotechnology is even started, and without knowing this all entire biotechnology parts, okay, your prelims will suffer. And to understand about the conceptual part, you will suffer. And you know very well, guys, my motive is always that if I will take your class, so you have to understand everything at any cost. Neither there is, my purpose will never solve. My purpose will never solve. It will just be a formality that I'm earning money and you just pay. So you are listening that entire videos. No, guys, if you are listening me, you should crack UPSC. You should crack MP PCS. You should crack any of the state PCS wherever you are going, because those are going to clear. They're my students. Even many of the sites they were mentioning there, guys. Many of the sites, Manols, Insights, they mention, they follow my books. I'm not telling you. Okay, actually I'm telling you on the behalf of my students. They will show me, sir, that whenever the solutions come in the market after UPSC and state basis, then they mention this is the question, those came from this Ravi Agrawal books and all. So I'm teaching you guys directly. You are not reading my book only, you are also listening my lecture. So it should be clear, guys, everything crystal clear here. So I'm doing my best, you give your best, and finally your result will come, because I love to move your city, guys, in your vehicles. And I know, guys, with your name the people will respect me also, sir. So it's a matter of prestige for me, your teachers and all. So give your best. I'm with you guys at any cost. So give me your results and keep me continue, guys. And if you follow me on my Instagram, I told you guys, I think Instagram profile, I forget, I think Ravi P. Agrahari 2010, I think. Okay. And Facebook page. You always connect with me. My all the current updation and everything what I'm doing, it is already available. And yes, I told you that I have started to write some books for MPPCs also. It will be available soon. So, but whatever I'm giving you here, it is enough. And whatever is tuition material and all those you people are following, okay, you follow it. So thank you everybody. Have a good day and take care of yourself. Bye.